Hiya fourthies! Thank you for joining us for our language lesson. You are on page 125. Page 125, and as you can see, it's a lot of review again because we have a test on Friday. Let's take a look at Think A. It says, fill in the bubble next to the best synonym for each bold word. If there is no synonym, fill in the bubble next to none of these. And you can use a thesaurus to check your answers. We're going to go through the first two, okay? Synonyms are words that have the same meaning. They're spelled differently, they're said differently, but they mean the same thing. Here's some very simple synonyms. Hot and warm. Cold and freezing. Right, correct. Good, great. Those are synonyms. And that was a spelling word a few lists ago. Let's take a look at the first word. Essential. Ooh, that was a spelling word a long time ago. Now, in this pandemic, we've marked things or in businesses as essential. Essential means things you cannot live without. Like water is essential. I need water. Back then, remember, a year ago today, people were going to the supermarkets trying to get as much toilet paper because toilet paper was essential, right? Man, I can't believe that was a year ago. So essential means, again, things you can't live without. My Nintendo Switch, not so much essential. It's a luxury and it's nice to have, but I can kind of live without it. I have for the last 30 years, okay? And then when I got it, I was like, this is great. But it's not something I'm going to take with me if there's an emergency. My cell phone is essential. Shoes are essential. So you've got to think, can I live without this? Do I need it? Will it help me? Sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't. So that's essential. Let's look at some words. Useful, needed, bothersome. Now, which of these three words means essential or has the same definition as essential? I believe useful. Yeah. Like, again, toilet paper. Useful, definitely essential. Needed, yes. Bothersome? Toilet paper would be bothersome? No. So those two words, useful and needed, are synonyms for essential. Let's look at the next word. Belief. Belief is something that within your heart you know to be true. Like Jesus is God, that's a belief. Jesus died on the cross for my sins, that's a belief. So let's look at some words. Opinion, fact, agreement. Now this one's tricky because some beliefs are different than other people. So when I say something like Jesus died on the cross for my sins, some people don't believe that. So belief, you might think, oh, belief is a fact and an agreement. People would agree with that. I say belief is like an opinion. Now, I know that's hard to understand because, like I said, belief is something you know to be true. And we all know that Jesus, as God, died on the cross for our sins is true. But, like I said, some people won't take that. Here's another belief. Some people, they think that blue is a really good color. That's an opinion, though. So it's very tricky in terms of what belief is and the synonyms for it. For now, I'm going to put opinion. Okay. And I'll look that up more. We will do number 3 and 4 at our Zoom meeting. Think B. Now, we're not going to do all of Think B. We will do some of it because I want to keep reviewing with you at our Zoom meeting. So we are going to write an antonym for these words. An antonym means the opposite, like hot and cold. Those are antonyms. Right and wrong. Those are antonyms. Left and right. Those are antonyms, okay? So they're just opposites. Buy. To buy something means you're going to pay for it. So I'm going to write borrow. Because when you buy something, you pay for it and you keep it. But when you borrow something, you take it, you don't pay for it, you just take it and then you give it back. Okay, so buy and borrow. Those are antonyms. Number 2, arrogant. Now, someone who's arrogant thinks they're smarter, way good looking, more good looking maybe, and better than other people. So, arrogant. The antonym of arrogant, I believe, would be kind. Because arrogant people, they only think about themselves. They're very selfish. Number 3, ascend. That's how you pronounce it, ascend. To ascend means to rise. So you'll hear the word a lot when in church when you're talking about Jesus and how after he rose from the grave, he talked with his disciples and then he ascended into heaven. So he went up into heaven. Ascend means to go up. The antonym of ascend, the opposite, is to descend. That means to go down. So you'll write descend. 4, 5, and 6 will be part of our Zoom meeting. Unless you can think of some. But we'll do it together at our Zoom meeting. Ooh, think C. We're looking at homonyms. Now remember, homonyms are words that they sound the same. They're just spelled differently. So let's look at the first one. It was last week before Jesus died. It was the last week before Jesus died on the cross. So this first week means the 7 days of a week. The second week here means you're very, very tired and you don't have strength. So we're talking about this. It was the last week before Jesus died, and we'll choose this died because D-Y-E-D means you color something. And I don't think Jesus is coloring anything on the cross. So it was the last week before Jesus died on the cross. Number 2, he knew. Okay, which knew should I choose? K-N-E-W or N-E-W? I hope you said K-N-E-W. He knew that what he would face in just a day's time. Now this days, D-A-Z-E, means you're kind of like out of it because you're tired. Have you ever been there where you're super tired and sleepy and maybe someone's trying to talk to you and you can't hear anything they're saying? Sometimes that's me at the end of a day. Like I'll watch TV, but I'm in a daze because I'm so tired. So I don't think that's what Jesus was talking about, or that's what Jesus faced here. They meant days time. Okay, so we'll do 3 and 4 and 5 at our Zoom meeting. Ding ding! Mark the sentence, and in the blank, write subject if the pronoun is subject, or OBJ if the pronoun is a predicate. Okay. And we'll circle the correct pronoun. But we first have to determine the verb and the subject. We'll do again, let's do the first 3, just here. Jordan and I or Jordan and me have practiced our trumpet and trombone duet. So what are they doing? Not just practiced, they have practiced, okay? Who practiced? Jordan and one of you, right? I or me. Now, I'm going to circle the word I. Jordan and I, because I is a subjective pronoun. It goes before the verb. It goes in front of the verb, which is have practice. So I'm going to put S-U-B-J for subjective. Now think about this. Let's pretend that Jordan is not part of the sentence. Okay? You're either going to say I have practiced or you're going to say me have practiced. Okay, I hope you heard it. I have practiced. That's what I learned when I was in high school. If you're unsure of using either I or me, you're going to take away the other person in the sentence and try it with I or me. All right, let's do 2. We played a duet or us played a duet? We played a duet, right? Okay, so again, what are they doing? They played, that's the verb. Who played? We. Oh, it's in front of the verb. So if it's in front of the verb, it's a subjective pronoun. One more. Mr. West gave he a lesson on correct trombone pitch. Mr. West gave him a lesson on correct trombone pitch. So what did he do? He gave. Who gave it? Mr. West. So Mr. West gave him. All right. Now, him happens to be behind the verb, which means it is an objective pronoun. OBJ. And we'll review more of this at our Zoom meeting, okay? So if you ever have questions or need to catch up, you can always pause the video or rewind it. Last one, which I know you can do on your own, you're going to put a or an before each word or phrase. Remember, a goes before words that have a consonant sound. N, right here, goes before words that have a vowel sound, like A, E, I, O, and U. So number 1 says cloudless sky, which is not very true because as I look out my window, it's very cloudy and it's going to rain. I'm going to say a cloudless sky because cloudless, C, that's a consonant. Number 2 here, bicycle. A bicycle or an bicycle? It sounds funny when you say an bicycle. So it's a bicycle. Last one, and then you can do 4, 5, and 6 on your own. Astronaut. A astronaut or an astronaut? An astronaut, that's right. Okay, so I hope this was some good review, and I'm sure we'll have a lot of discussions at our Zoom meeting. Thank you very much for watching this video, and I'll see you soon.